We work hard, we play hard. We are gamerpreneurs. Individuals who have chosen to give up the security of a 9 to 5 in favor of getting to set our own hours, of doing the work that we want to do, and we refuse to give up the hobby that we grew up with in order to, quote, grow up. We have learned countless laws of life and sales from the games that we play, and we excel in everything we do. We see the wonder and glory in every interaction. We fit in awkwardly with the rest of the world because they don't understand our quirkiness, and we wear it as a badge of pride. We are focused, clear, and know what we want. We are gamerpreneurs, and we are taking over the world. Hi there, everybody. I'm Dr. Bradford Carlton. Welcome back to the Gamerpreneur podcast. Today, I have a very special guest for you, Mr. Tyler Kirby. Hi there, Tyler.
Hey, how's it going? How are you today?
I am fantastic. It's a beautiful day. I'm hoping my internet holds up, but we'll see how this goes.
Fingers crossed on that front.
All right. So, Tyler, please kind of tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am 25, so kind of new into the workforce, but I'm a civil engineer and a gamer on part-time. I have a podcast called Better Than Static that I do with my two best friends since kindergarten. And we started out kind of a gaming podcast, and then it kind of just turned into us having fun and just talking. So if you like some semi-funny stories, or if you like hearing people sometimes complain, you should check us out. We're not great, but we are better than static.
Better Than Static. I love it. All right. Now, I ask every single guest this, and I kind of want your impression. On a scale of 1 to 10, and you get to define what I'm about to say, how weird are you?
So 10 is being the weirdest, or is 1
Yes.
being the weirdest? So 10's being the weirdest. I'm probably a 7. I think I'm pretty average on, like, not too weird, but some people might beg to differ. I mean, a solid 7. I have some weird hobbies. Like, I play Dungeons and Dragons, I geocache and stuff like that. So not like super normal people things, but still relatively here.
So I would honestly say that D&D and geocaching is actually pretty par for my audience. So
Well, that works out
they're
great.
like, no, that's like a 2, man. All right, so this is the Gamerpreneur, where I mix gaming and business and slap them together. So I need your gaming cred. When did you first get started gaming?
The first game I ever played was when I was like 5. My uncle had a PlayStation 1, and he and my cousins invited me over one night. And one of my cousins was the same age as me, well, still is the same age as me, and the other one's a little older. And we played a Ford racing game on PS1, and it wasn't really up my alley. But the next Saturday, I went over to my cousin's house again. I played Crash Bandicoot, and man, I loved Crash Bandicoot, and that's kind of what started getting the ball rolling on games. I've played N64, PS2, PS1, Xbox One, Xbox 360. I'm a PC gamer now, relatively new, about a year. So I've got, well, I mean, in all the handheld consoles too. So I'm kind of, I mean, I've got a pretty good resume, I guess. I don't know.
All right, now Crash, was that Crash 1?
Yeah, it was Crash
Because
Bandicoot, the first one.
I played all the Crashes, and trying to get those boxes right between the TNT, like my pain.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, so are there any games or updates coming out anytime soon that you're looking forward to?
So with the new YouTube craze of Minecraft, some of my favorite content creators have been playing Minecraft. So I got back into that game. So I'm waiting on the 1.15 update for that, because it's like when the bees and stuff come into play. So I've been playing that. Before I got back into Minecraft, I played Apex Legends. So the new season of that was really fun. I love the new map on that. I got really into the battle royale games with PUBG and Fortnite, and then Apex Legends. So if I'm just chilling at home, it's Minecraft. I'm looking for that 1.15 update, and if it's more competitive, like a fast-paced game I want to play, I'll play Apex Legends. So whenever the new update comes out for that.
Sure thing. It still blows my mind that people are still into Minecraft. I played that like 8 years ago. I'm like, it's still new. What?
I didn't think I would enjoy it. I enjoy the content that the people that I watch have been making. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much as I have been. So, It
Oh, it's
blew my mind
absolutely
too.
fantastic. Every time they do an update, like, oh, what else can I make? It's so cool. I love Minecraft. I'm not hating on it. Just it's been around forever.
Well, I mean, it's had like its resurrection here in the past like probably 4 months. Which not saying it lost people. It still had a solid following. It's just your bigger names got back into it too, for your
Okay.
streamers like Laserbeam and PewDiePie and stuff.
All right. Now, here's a good one. What's your favorite game of all time?
That's a tough one. I really am between Crash Bandicoot and Sly Cooper. I really enjoy Sly Cooper because I got back into it and played them all three probably 2 years ago, and I'm gonna say right now that's my solid favorite.
Okay, Sly Cooper. I love it. I wasn't too into it, but I can see why people would be. That's a good one. All right. Now, if there was a video game character you could be, who would it be?
That one, I would probably. I really liked the Titanfall series. I think his name was Jack Cooper. That was the main character in that, and
Right.
it'd be amazing to be him because I would love to like ride in one of those huge mechs, the Titans and stuff like that. That would be amazing.
Okay. So now getting to the other side, the gaming side, what kind of business do you run?
I don't really run a business. I am a full time civil engineer for my state transportation cabinet. But what I do on the side of, and it's kind of just for fun and kind of to keep into contact with my two best friends, is I have a podcast, Better Than Static, and I moved. So I went to Lexington for college. I lived with one of my best friends, and then I moved back to the town I live in now, which is London, Kentucky. And to keep in contact with a friend that was still in Lexington and to rekindle a friendship I had back in London, we started a podcast. And we don't really make money off of it. It's just a great way to stay in contact. The other kind of business, quote unquote, I do is I stream. I used to stream more than I do now, but I stream on Twitch, and my handle is Prof Curb, so twitch.tv/Prof Curb. It's short for Professor Curb, but those are the two main things I do in the gaming industry.
Okay. So gamerpreneur is not necessarily what someone who takes gaming and turns it into a business. It's somebody who has a passion for gaming. And what I've seen, and a lot, my parents told me a lot about this when I was growing up, if you play games, you're lazy, you're unmotivated, you don't have any ambition, you don't have any drive. And that's absolutely not true. Some gamers have more drive and ambition than anybody I've seen. And it's just, they're able to take that drive and ambition and turn it into something else while still having their passion for gaming.
Gotcha. So I completely understand that, and really one of my favorite things about my job is it's problem solving. So I'm a civil engineer, and problem solving is a big thing. Whether you're designing a road and it can only go a certain way, or you don't want to cut through a river, and I relate that back to games. Like if I'm trying to build something in Minecraft, sometimes you got to problem solve and troubleshoot and stuff like that. And or you get your puzzle games like Tomb Raider and Crash Bandicoot has some puzzles and Sly Cooper has some puzzles, and it really gaming really helps your decision making. Is what I'm trying to say is your it's not always about how quick you are; it's about how well you adapt to what you're brought with. And for me, gaming has done a really good job at that. Also, gaming really helps out with stress. My job can be stressful. It cannot be if I don't like. But when it is in those stressful times, when I get home, I don't want to really think about work. So I go play a game, and whether it's a battle royale where I'm trying to make it to the last place, or not the last place, to win, like the first place. And it's all about using gaming is not my main motive, but really an escape to do that. So for me, it doesn't make me lazy. It gives me an escape, and it also teaches me kind of how to adapt and overcome.
Sure. And on that note, what would you say some unique skills that you have that have helped you be successful?
Some of the skills I have is actually more communication. So say if I'm playing video games with my best friends, and we're doing, Call of Duty or something like that, there's a shooter game where you have to communicate to be able to win. It helps me in the business world because I can communicate what is going on with my coworkers, or what the objective is and things like that. And really, one very misconstrued thing about gaming is you play in a dark room and you never talk to anybody. with multiplayer games now, you play with so many different people, and it teaches you so many different communication skills and how to be personable and how to be polite. I mean, granted, there are those Call of Duty lobbies that are very toxic, or your Fortnite teammates may be very toxic. But I mean, for me, like I said, being personable and being able to communicate. Also, like I said, it helps me problem solve. It like in Minecraft, if I cannot get a redstone machine to work, I have to go back through and go step by step and see how it works. I mean, that's the same thing in my design world of civil engineering. I have to go back step by step by step. So maybe it teaches you patience along with that and things like that.
So you're saying that your day job's engineering, and then at night you do some more engineering.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
All right. Do you have any advice for someone who, say, maybe wants to start a podcast or start a stream, just somebody brand new to the field?
I would say go ahead and do it. If you have any creative bone in your body and you think you want to do it, there's nothing that can stand in your way. We started our podcast by recording with the mic on my iPad. We just wanted to know if we could talk for an hour. And when you get comfortable with that, you can slowly get better audio quality and find out what you really want to talk about for a podcast. I mean, you don't have to start with the most expensive things. I mean, if you have a computer like laptop or PC, Discord has an audio recorder bot called Craig that you can record multiple audio tracks. You don't have to have anything fancy. So on the podcast front, just do it. On the streaming side, I would say that one's tougher because that is a lot of improv. You got to be able to be personable, and you got to be able to talk to an audience while playing games. You're going to have a lot of nights where you have nobody in your stream, but you still have to talk, and you still have to be entertaining just in case there's that one person that jumps in and it starts the escalade. I've had many of nights playing Fortnite where I sucked it up, like I did awful, but I still had to put on a good show because I had 5 people in my chat and I didn't want to let them down.
All right. Now, kind of changing gears just a little bit, mentioning sucking it up, I want to humble you just a little bit because I want my viewers to understand that we're all just people and we all can fail at something. So what is something that you failed at?
I would probably say something I failed at was I'm a civil engineer by day, but I kind of picked it because I am good at math. That is about the only, that was what I did in college when I was picked that. I'm actually changing jobs and going to be a teacher. So I kind of would say I failed on the career front, but it set me up to really find out what my interests are and to move into that next career field. So I guess I didn't really fail at engineering. I had a job and I made money. So, I'm designed things, but it wasn't what I really enjoyed. So I guess I failed in the decision to becoming an engineer.
Here, I'll make you feel better. I went to law school. I did 3 years law school. I was 6 years as a business law attorney. And I'm like, I can't do it anymore. It's just not, it's not fun. It's not worth it. I made a bunch of money, but it's not about the money.
No, it's not.
So
That's what I found out.
You're not failing if you realize that you need to go somewhere better.
Exactly. And I mean, for your audience, if you're in a boat and you aren't happy at your day job, really look at what you have fun with. The reason I landed on becoming a teacher after engineer was, I like math. I like doing that. It's easy. It's easy for me, and I enjoy doing math. But I also, I volunteer at my church in Kentucky, and I hang out with the kids in the youth ministry. I got to know them from playing video games with them, and the youth pastor was like, hey, these kids like you. Will you come help us out? And I really found out I enjoyed hanging out with kids, so I thought I would make that my daytime job.
All right. Humble you a little bit further. What's something you're not very good at? You're good at math. What are you not good at?
I am very stubborn and impatient. So something I am not good at is sometimes I'm not good at taking time to figure something out. If something is not working, I try to force it to work, and I don't always take the time. That's why I said Minecraft teaches me patience. It's still a process. Something else I'm not really good at is I'm not great, and this one's on a lighter note, I'm not great with keyboard and mouse yet because I just started playing PC gaming, and I'm not great at teaching yet. That's something I still am working towards. Like, I'm getting a new degree in that. So there's a lot of things I'm not very good at, but it's not about how good you are now. It's about how you're working to get better at those things.
Absolutely. All right, now let's kind of switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about kind of you and how you handle things. Not so much that, but what's something that people don't seem to understand about you?
I'm very sarcastic in a non-interview state. Some people
Dry humor?
yeah, and then sometimes it's just salty humor. It's like I say, I seem like it doesn't like it's when you talk to me. Sometimes it seems like I don't care when I really do. It's just me making light of a situation to try to make you feel better about it, and sometimes that comes off as like, oh, you don't really care about the situation.
So that's actually something I see in a lot of gamers, is that kind of sense of humor. It's a little off sense of humor that does not translate anywhere else. I'll tell you, especially not in the legal and business world. But I still have it, and other people are like, "What did you just say?"
Luckily, my coworkers. So it seems like it works out in the engineering world. It's once I get outside the engineering. Once I get outside the engineering and gaming world, that's when I lose it. So luckily, my coworkers right now understand it.
All right. Now, what's your personal ultimate goal in life?
My personal goal is to be happy. Like we said earlier, it's not about the money. I'm making a transition to become a teacher. That's a huge pay cut from a civil engineer. I really try to have fun and hang out with people. Also, I like to try to be a good influence. Like I said, I hang out with youth age kids. So, 6th to 12th grade. I want to be a good influence for them, and I want to be someone they can look up to and someone they can come to with their problems. So I want to be open and vulnerable with them. That way, like, the salty sense of humor doesn't always come off good on that, but it shows them, I'm here and I want to be here for you because I want to be an influence for you.
That's so wonderful, giving back like that. All right. So, a little different. What's the worst trolling that you've ever received, either in person or on a stream or somewhere else?
On a stream, there was I don't really fully understand what happened, but started getting a lot of follows, and I kept looking at my notifications and it was going off, and it was these random names like bots. And when I was talking, they were still responding to me, but they were all responding at the same time, trolling me, whatever I said. And that one was probably the worst, just because I didn't really understand what was going on. So, like, trying to figure out which people in my chat were bots and which people were actually people, and then also trying to keep churning out content was tough. And then, I mean, the engineering world, we're all nerdy, and we're all, some of us are gamers, some of us are just nerdy. There's some good trolls out there, but it's all in a light humor.
Sure. All right. Now, I know you mentioned it like right at the beginning, but what social media are you currently using, and how can people find you?
For the podcast stuff, we are only on Twitter, and it's at btstatic. And my personal Twitter is at Prof Kirb, and Instagram's Prof Kirb. And that's PROFKIRB. And like I said, it's short for Professor Kirb. But anything. So also my Facebook is facebook.com/Prof Kirb. So any social media, I'm Prof Kirb. But
all right, wonderful.
Yeah.
Everybody, you need to follow Prof Kirb. You have to do it. All right. Is there anything else I haven't asked you that you think I should have?
No, you covered it. I really enjoyed the questions you had, especially I liked the video game ones about how you're asking me which person I would like to be in a video game. That one was really fun.
All right. I had fun writing these because I figure if I enjoy doing it, people are going to enjoy listening. You guys are going to enjoy answering the questions. So this is supposed to be fun, right?
Yeah, I think you did a really good job. I think it covers a lot of stuff, and it can be, for some people, it could probably be overwhelming just going through that many topics. But I thought it was good. It covered everything, I thought.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tyler. I really appreciate you coming on with us today. Technical difficulties and all.
Hey, thanks for having me. I am always interested in being a guest on a podcast. If someone's got a passion for podcasting, I'll be in your corner every time.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, if you like this podcast, I'd love to invite you to check out a little bit more about me, Dr. Bradford Carlton, Gamerpreneur. If you go to my website, www.thegamerpreneur.com/bonus, I'm going to give you a free copy of my book, The Warcraft of Business, where I explain my history in both gaming and business and how I brought the two together in order to create some very successful companies and help a lot of people. And all you got to do is pay for shipping and processing, and I'll send you this book. I absolutely know you're going to love it. All right, you all take it easy.